Building a website, that's one thing. But engineering a high-performance machine that actually drives your business forward, well, that requires a completely different level of expertise. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're unpacking the ultimate blueprint for hiring a web development agency. We're talking about finding a partner who doesn't just slap a fresh coat of paint on some tired, clunky template, but actually engineers a custom, lightning-fast digital asset designed specifically for your brand. Trust me, finding the right partner to pull this off can absolutely transform your digital growth.
Now, to really understand why this matters, we got to look at the current landscape of the web. 43.1%. That's the staggering chunk of the entire internet that runs on WordPress right now. It's a massive, thriving ecosystem. But there's a pretty big catch. The vast majority of those websites, they are completely weighed down by immense, unnecessary code bloat. Think of it like trying to run a competitive marathon while carrying a backpack full of bricks. That is exactly what traditional templates do to your site's speed and agility. They're sluggish, they're super heavy, and honestly, they just aren't optimized for the modern user.
Which brings us to a slightly uncomfortable but absolutely necessary question. Is your current website turning customers away? Like, is it secretly costing you conversions in sales? Because if your site is slow, or if it relies on one of those heavy, clunky templates, the harsh reality is yes. Yes, it is. Every single agonizing second your page takes to load is literally another potential customer closing the tab and bouncing straight over to your competitor. It's a silent epidemic on the modern web, and we need a real structural solution to fix it.
So, enter the antidote, Oxygen Builder. Now, this isn't just another basic drag-and-drop tool for beginners, not at all. Oxygen is a visual site builder specifically designed for developers and designers who demand absolute excellence. Because it generates incredibly clean code and minimal CSS, the styling language that dictates exactly how your site looks, it completely eliminates all that heavy bloat that drags down standard WordPress sites. It is, quite simply, a total performance powerhouse for the people who know how to wield it.
Okay, let's really dive into this comparison because the shift in philosophy here is just staggering. On one hand, you have traditional page builders. Think tools like Elementor or Divi. They heavily prioritize ease of use for non-technical users. And hey, they're great for beginners, but they completely sacrifice speed by relying on heavy, prepackaged template bloat to make things easy. True developers, on the other hand, they prefer Oxygen. Why? Because it prioritizes pure performance. It gives them clean code and total structural control to build exactly what a business needs without any of those sluggish shortcuts.
Moving on to Section 1, 6 Signs of Greatness, separating experts from amateurs.
So knowing that Oxygen is clearly the superior tool, how on earth do you find the right team to actually use it? Well, the first absolute requirement is deep technical expertise. The best agencies out there don't just use Oxygen. They intimately understand its underlying architecture. This means that instead of just forcing pre-made puzzle pieces to vaguely fit your vision, they're writing custom, lightweight HTML, CSS, and JavaScript from scratch to efficiently solve complex problems. They're building unique elements that off-the-shelf template builders literally can't handle, and they know exactly how to avoid performance pitfalls before they even happen.
And the stakes here are incredibly simple, yet somehow they're often ignored. Performance matters because visitors abandon slow websites. It sounds so obvious, right? But so many businesses completely overlook it in favor of flashy designs. Look, this isn't just about technical vanity. This is directly tied to your bottom line. An agency's deep technical expertise ensures your site loads instantly. And that instant load time, that keeps your visitors engaged, it drives up your conversion rates, and it aggressively boosts your SEO rankings so more people can actually find you in the first place.
Which leads us directly to the second sign of greatness, a proven track record. You should never, ever just take an agency's word for it. You should demand to see the proof. Top-tier agencies consistently build sites that achieve excellent core web vital scores. They know exactly how to optimize images, they utilize lazy loading, which basically means images only load when a user actually scrolls down to them, and they minimize render blocking resources. Those clunky scripts that stop your page from showing up quickly. But most importantly, a great agency rigorously tests your site on multiple browsers and real mobile devices globally.
Now, quality number 3 is absolutely crucial if you sell anything online, and that's expert WooCommerce integration. Look, Oxygen is incredibly powerful, sure, but e-commerce requires highly skilled, highly specialized implementation. You really need a partner who has built multiple stores and knows exactly how to customize complex product pages and checkout flows. They need to seamlessly handle payment gateways and inventory management, ensuring your store scales up smoothly without ever crashing or becoming a massive revenue bottleneck right in the middle of, say, a huge Black Friday traffic surge.
The fourth sign actually moves us away from the code and directly into operations. Clear communication. Top Oxygen agencies establish really clear channels, they provide regular status updates, and they use top-notch project management tools to keep timelines perfectly aligned. But crucially, they don't hide behind a wall of technical jargon. They explain their decisions to you in plain, simple English, because at the end of the day, clear communication is the only safety net that prevents those critical misunderstandings that can completely derail projects and fracture client relationships.
Sign number 5 is a real commitment to code quality and documentation. Here's the bottom line. Undocumented, messy code is going to cost you thousands of dollars in troubleshooting down the road. It just is. A stellar agency adheres to strict coding standards and organizes everything, like CSS and semantic HTML, totally logically. But even more than that, they provide detailed documentation on exactly how all the components work. Think of it kind of like a custom owner's manual for a high-end sports car. This ensures that your internal team, or frankly any future developer, can make safe content updates without accidentally breaking the whole site.
The sixth and final sign revolves around a very specific number, 80%. In the highly competitive digital agency world, hitting an 80% or higher client satisfaction rate is not just some vanity metric. No way. It is the absolute gold standard benchmark for strong account health and proven post-launch success. Agencies that are consistently hitting this mark, they are doing something fundamentally right long after the initial build is finished. And why is that 80% so important? Because a truly stellar agency knows that their job really begins after the website goes live. This is all about client success beyond the launch. They don't just, hand over the digital keys and vanish into the night. They monitor performance metrics, they provide continuous optimization based on real user behavior, they apply proactive security patches, and they genuinely treat you as a long-term partner rather than just a quick transaction. They want to make sure you're getting the absolute highest return on your digital investment year after year.
All right, moving to Section 2, Vetting and Logistics, your buyer's guide.
So we've talked about what to look for. Now let's talk about how to actually find it. When you're sitting down interviewing an agency that's making all these big marketing claims, you need a strict vetting checklist to filter out the amateurs. Step 1, ask for their portfolio links and literally test the performance metrics yourself. Step 2, ask them specifically about their WooCommerce experience and what a realistic project timeline looks like for your exact scope. And Step 3, clarify exactly what post-launch support and internal team training they actually offer. A transparent, expert agency is going to be thrilled to answer all of this directly.
Now, what should you actually expect when it comes to the logistics, time, and cost? Well, for a simple business website, say 5 to 10 pages, you should realistically expect timelines around 2 to 4 weeks, with costs starting at around $3,000. But for a complex e-commerce build, you're looking at more like 6 to 12 weeks, and those costs can range up to $50,000 or more, heavily depending on deep custom integrations. But here's a pro tip. The biggest variable in all of this is actually you. Clear communication and super quick client feedback on your end will speed up these timelines significantly.
A lot of times business owners worry that they're going to be completely locked out of their own custom-built site, like they'll constantly need to hire a developer just to change a single sentence. But rest assured, you do not need to know how to code to use an Oxygen website day to day. Great agencies will carefully restrict structural access just to protect the complex design from breaking, but they will actively train you and your team to easily and safely edit daily content, text, and images. It's the best of both worlds. You get the immense power of custom development paired with the absolute ease of daily management.
So, when you're looking for an Oxygen builder development agency, you really have to look past all that flashy marketing and stay totally focused on performance, communication, and longevity. So, before making your next hire, ask yourself this. Is the agency you're looking at acting as a one-time vendor who's just looking to flip a template, or are they stepping up as a true long-term partner deeply invested in your continuous online success? Trust me, getting the right answer to that question makes all the difference in the world. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep building for the future.